Now I'm going to show you an example of how actually we can use this revolve command to create some 3D object. So here assume I have an object, 3D object like this, and I want to draw that. Usually the thing is that when we have the object like that, uh, it's shown like this. So they cut through it and they show the cross section of that. So when you see it like that, it doesn't mean that uh, your object is not full. It just they cut through it to show you what the cross section of that looks like. Usually they present it like this, although the original shape is like that, but they show it like this so you can see what's going to be the inside of how the cross section is going to look like. So when you look at that and you know that you see that shape and you see the cross section, you can see the cross section is like that, some upside down L shape here. That if I draw that L shape on the top surface, so this is the top surface. If I draw that L shape on the top surface and then revolve it, I can create something like that. So here I draw that uh, this cross section here, this top cross section here. So if I draw that top cross section and then revolve it about this y-axis here, I can create that shape, or at will the base of that shape. So the very first step I need to do is that I have to go and create this, as you can see, this L shape here. I have to go ahead and create this, I said the upside down L shape here, and work with that. So I'm gonna just move to the top view that we can see how that shape is look like. So if you can see that this is the cross, this is what we actually want, the one is on the left. This is the one that usually is shown, so you can see the inside of that. And this is the L cross section that I want to create, so it's going to be this one. So I'm going to zoom in. So this is one, the very first thing I want to create is going to be this top cross section here. So as I said, when you want to draw it, one of the very first things that you have to make sure which view you are going to draw the cross section. So when you revolve it, you are going to get what you actually want. So if you look at this cross section, it looks like that it goes, for example, 10 to the right, then it goes 40 up, then it goes 40 to the right, then 10 to the up, then 50 back, 50 down. So I'm going to draw that, and then I have 1, 2, and 3 fillet on these edges that each of them has a radius of 5. And here it doesn't, is not shown that, but here it has the as you can see, there's a hole at the center. So if I can go back on 3D view, so you see there's a hole in the center, and this hole in the center, if I rotate probably the other way, it's easier to see. So there's a hole in the center. So as you can see, the cross section of me should not start from 0, 0. So I have to shift it a little bit to the right. So when I rotate it, I can create that hole in the center. And that hole in the center, if I'm right, it's about, you can see here, that hole in the center is about 10 centimeter. The cross section here is about 10 centimeter to the right of that, the center of the hole. So I'm going to start to draw this cross section 10 centimeter to the right. So when I rotate it, I create this central hole as well. So let me go back to the top view and zoom in here. So this is what I'm going to draw. So I come here on my 3D view. So I go to the top view and I'm selected to the wireframe, so it's easier to see. And then I will start to draw a polyline, and I said I will start it from 10 to the right. So I would say it is 10 to the right, and then that's 0, This is my first point, and then I have to go 10, then I have to go 40 up, then I have to go 40 toward the right, so I have to go 40 to the right, so here 10 up again, then 50 back, and then close it. So this is the L shape that has a 10 here, 40, 40, 10, 50, and 50. So if I zoom on that, this is what I have. So now I go back, it generates, so I have this L shape here, the upside down L shape. Now I have to add 3 fillet at any of these 3 corners, and the radius is 5. So I come here, click on the fillet command here, and when I click on the fillet command, I come here and select the radius. So I click on the radius, and the radius is 5, enter 5. Then because I want to do 3 fillet, I come here and click on multiple. If you don't click on the multiple, you're going to repeat the fillet command 3 times. So it's just make it easier. So I click on the multiple, I select the first line and the second line. Then again here the first line and the second line. Again here first line and the second line, and then when I'm done, press enter. So I have 3 fillet at any of these corners. So now I have this base shape here. I draw this base here. So now I can go ahead and revolve it to create the let me go back to this view. So I can go and revolve it to get the base, something similar to that. So as you can see here, it is revolved because I have a top view here, and it is revolved about the y-axis. So I come here, so I go back to this view, and then I change this to the word. So my axis is the word and then also I'm going to change that to shade of gray so I can see what's happening when I rotate it. So I can click here on the revolve, select this one, this is what I want to revolve with, press enter, and then I want to revolve it. So it says which axis do you want to revolve with. I want to revolve it about the y-axis, so I would come down here and select the y axis, and then it says how far do you want to revolve it, and it says 360 degrees because I want the full rotation, and then I have this object created. So if you look at that, now I have something similar to that. If I zoom a bit here, I have something similar to that. I have that central hole here, and the only thing here I have is there are 4 holes in that base of that object, so I need to create those 4 holes. To do that, I need to use the press pull command to create a hole, and to do that, it's easier to draw it on the back of this instead of to draw it on the front. It's much easier to draw it on the back. So I'm gonna rotate toward the back, so toward the back of this object. So this is the back of that. So I'm gonna draw a circle here, 4 circles here, and then create a hole using those circles. If I want to draw it on this back surface, as I said, you can use this dynamic UCS to draw there, or you can move the UCS to that surface, the XY of the UCS to that surface to draw it. So it's easier for this case to turn off the dynamic UCS, so I'm going to turn it off. So the dynamic UCS is off. If you don't see the dynamic UCS icon here, so you can always click here and hide or show it here. If you don't see it, come here and click here so you can see it, and then you can click on that to turn it on or off. Now that's off, so let me it's usually easier when you want to move your dynamic UCS to be in this view. So I come here, click on UCS, so I type the UCS so I can move my UCS. And then I want to bring my UCS at the center. If you can look at here, I can bring it at the center of this circle here. This is what I want to be my origin. And then this is the direction I want to be my x-axis, and this is the direction I want to be my y-axis. So now my UCS is on that surface. So now if I go back and change it to this gray view, so you see my UCS is at the center of that. Now I can draw a circle there. So I come here, click on the circle command, circle command, and then I will draw that. So my circle, my first circle is 40 40 millimeter on the y-axis. So the x is 0, the y is 40. So that's the center of my circle. And then the radius of that is 10 millimeter. So I just enter 10, and I have my circle created. Now I need 3 more of those circles. So one thing I can do is that I can come here and create 3 more circles, or easily I can come here, click here, select the polar array, and then generate the other 3 using this polar array. It's much easier to do that. So I come here, click on polar array, so select the circle that I want to create the polar array from that. So that's I want to create it from that circle. So I click that on that circle, and then I press enter, and then it says what's the center of the rotation. So my center of the rotation, that's 0, 0. I want to create the polar respect to that center, and then it's gonna create it for me. Right now I only need 4 of them, but as you see, it's created the 6. So I come here, click here, and make it 4. So I click on 4, so it's gonna make it 4. So now I have 4 of them. And here, if your associated is on, turn it off. So usually it's on. So if it is on, it means that it considers these 4 circles as a single object, as a single drawing. So turn it off. By turning it off, each of these single circle is going to be separate drawing, and it's not connected to the other one. So if it is on, turn it off. This associated will turn it off, and then just click here to close it. Now I have 4 circles, and I use these 4 circles to create the hole. So I come here, click on the press pull command, click on the press pull. So I select the object that I want to create a hole from that. So I select the first circle. Now here, look on the, because I want to do it for all these 4, come here and on the command line, click on the multiple. So it lets me to select multiple objects to for the press pull. So click on the multiple. If you don't do that, you are gonna just repeat the press pull for 4 times. So either way it works, depending on which one's more convenient. But usually it's more convenient to do all at the same time. So click on the multiple, select this circle as well, select this area as well, select this area as well. Remember that select the area, don't select the edge of the object, just select the area that enclosed by that circle. And when you are done, press enter, and then you move your mouse somewhere toward the right, and then click it, and then it's going to create the hole that we want. So it's going to create that 3D object that we have it here. So this is how we can create these. For example, you can see this 3D object that we have here. We have it the same here. It's created by using the Revolve command and press pull command and the UCS. And usually when you are done, you can bring your user coordinate system to the world coordinate system. So when you want to continue from there, everything is going to be respect to that. So this is how we use the Revolve command.